I'm Ilya Marchenko.
I'm Dennis Kudla.
I'm Jesper de Jong.
I'm Henry Laaksonen.
I am Francisco Cerundolo,
and
you are listening to the Game to Love podcast.
Hey, welcome back again, tennis fans. It is semi-final time on the men's side. It's an exciting time of the tournament. We've only got 4 left, and we've got the big man. He's in there. He's going for number 14. It's Rafael Nadal, but he's got a very, very tall German guy standing in his way, Sasha ZVEREV. And on the other side, well, we've got 2 newbies. Can they get to a Grand Slam final on clay for the very first time? Casper Ruud, the Rafa Nadal Academy, or Marin Cilic, former US Open champion. I don't know. That one confuses the hell out of me. I don't know. The Rafa one sounds straightforward, but I know it's not. But the other one, I don't know, beats me. We're going to get stuck into that very, very soon, JG.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining. I know it is a little bit late. Apologies on that. But this is going to be our semi-final preview, talking about both of the matches. And first thing I want to start off with is the draw. And ultimately, what we've seen is a very unbalanced draw from start to finish. We spoke about it endlessly in the draw preview. And we find ourselves here with Cilic and Ruud on one side. Alcaraz and Djokovic already been sent home. And you've got Nadal, ZVEREV now, and it just seems ludicrous, really. It's a shame the way it's panned out. I know John said in his Silk reports how every other day is not a bit boring, but it's a bit anticlimactic. We've got all the big matches on one day, then the next day it's just eager, and that's it. That's how it feels a little bit, and the scheduling's been a bit messed up. And I think Roland Garros could learn a lot from certainly the scheduling, and as John says, the lack of bars.
Yeah, I know that was the thing he was most angry about after seeing some of the highlights of the Silk report. So more bars at Roland Garros, and maybe on the less exciting days, everyone will be a bit more excited. Who knows? I think there needs to be something done about, like, you can't just be having like such a lopsided draw in the future. There needs to be some sort of way of like seeding these events in a different way. That I don't know how, but I feel that this draw sort of destroyed the tournament in a way. Like, well, it's not destroyed it completely, but it's ruined the excitement of the latter stages to a certain degree, just because we probably would have had Djokovic Nadal final. I'm not going to lie. I think it was probably teed up for that type of thing again.
I'm not so sure. I mean, we don't know what Alcaraz would have done if he faced one of them.
Maybe.
Ultimately, all I wanted to see was just a better split between all of the players.
Yeah.
But let's get up the graphic, because the first semi-final we're going to talk about is, of course, Rafael Nadal ZVEREV from you would say, the better side. And I just feel not that confident. I've been saying it and alluding to it on the watch-alongs recently. I spoke to John briefly as well off stream. I'm not that confident as what other people are. ZVEREV against Alcaraz, okay. Alcaraz was misfiring. We know he can perform a lot better, but he played a very good match, and I was extremely impressed by the levels ZVEREV was able to produce. If he does do that, then Nadal is certainly in a match, and I feel he is someone in recent years he has struggled a little bit against. Let me just bring up the head-to-head to reinforce that.
Sure.
You can see here, so out of the last 4 times they've played, ZVEREV's won 3 of them. 1 on clay in Madrid. You got 1 in Paris, and obviously the ATP finals. I remember that one. But the times he beat Nadal was straight sets. So he's beaten Nadal in the last 4 times they've played, 3 times in straight sets. Okay, let's go a bit deeper into that. Would you read too much into the Madrid clay? We know with the altitude how it really helps a big server in ZVEREV. Nadal, not so good in Madrid. Paris, an indoor hard court, and the same with the ATP finals. Of course, we know how good ZVEREV is on them conditions of indoor hard. One of the best players in the world. Nadal, not so much. So surely it should be a complete different test. But still, I just don't want to rush past the fact that ZVEREV is and does handle the occasion when he plays against Rafa, and he's got experience in beating him. irrelevant to the surface. That will go a long way. With regards to the foot, not so worried. I'm not so worried. We've heard so many different reports. I'm sure we'll probably go through some now regarding the foot. He's got his doctor in his box the whole time.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got what's the injection? Hydrocortisone?
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know the actual full
No, what's
name.
it called?
It's like a cortisone injection.
A cortisone, sorry,
Yeah.
not cortisone injection in his foot.
Yeah.
And in theory, he's come out and said pretty much. I think it was if you got the tweets up, we'll see them.
Yeah. So sorry, this is just him just saying it's another big challenge coming. Zverev playing well. He beat Alcaraz, so he had a lot of things.
I think it's
it's
Lopez, the Lopez one. Will you bring
This
that
one?
up? Here we go. So Mark Lopez, there we go. He said, I'm positive and I trust that Rafa's foot will last until Sunday. After the wear and tear against Djokovic, he got up with pain. So he's confident that he's going to be able to get all the way to Sunday. I'm confident as well. I think Nadal secretly is. So that's a great sign. So I don't think the foot's going to be a big impact. It's not going to be like where he's limping off and having to retire or just completely struggling in a set. The problem is how well Zverev going to play, and can Nadal deal with Zverev on top form?
That's the big question, isn't it? Zverev has to serve well. That's the one thing I would say with Sasha Zverev. He looked great against Alcaraz. And as much as I don't even really like to sing Zverev's praises, just because of his recent antics, where he should have really been suspended. And I've been very vocal on that. He's still playing really well and he's still like exciting the crowd. And against Alcaraz, I just had that feeling he was just going to do that to Alcaraz. He's one of the like hardest people to put away in a rally, I think, Sasha Zverev, and he doesn't get enough credit for that. Everyone sees him as, oh, he's just a big serve. He's not just a big serve. He's got the whole game. His backhand's incredible. Some of the backhand winners he did against Alcaraz were like bullets that went across the court, and the crowd couldn't help but applaud some of the shots he was playing. If he does those type of things against Nadal, he's definitely in with a shot. Does he have enough to beat Nadal? I don't know. It's one of these things that Nadal has to. If Nadal turns up, I think everybody has their work cut out for him, and it's sort of on Nadal's racket a little bit for me.
Yeah,
but I think it's.
Sorry, not that one. Let's go back a few. Sorry, I just wanted to talk about what he said about Zverev. I know you quickly went past it here. So another big challenge coming as Zverev is playing well. He beat Alcaraz, so he had to do a lot of things well. Yeah, I think this interview, by the way, wasn't the best.
No.
I watched it in full. It was about a minute. Roland Garros. All Nadal said, he repetitively said the same thing for the whole minute. Said, "Yeah, I need to play good. I need to play good." That's all he said. It was
like
one of the worst interviews.
There at all,
I just feel like he's just sick of all of this. And we need to talk about this as well.
Yeah.
The fanfare around Rafa is incredible, especially, everywhere across the world. In Roland Garros, it's going to be more because of what he's been able to achieve at the sport. Wherever he goes, continuously barrage for photos, autographs. Don't get me wrong, I would ask, but I'm even questioning whether I would now. I just feel I felt bad for him. It's very tough. And of course, all the professionals get it. I think Rafa's is just more than anyone else. He's treated like a god. And ultimately, wherever he moves, there's a trail of hundreds of people continuously asking him. And I honestly think, it's grating him down. I was looking at his body language in one of them the other day. And I think he's so kind and nice. He's trying not to show it, but it will take its toll on you.
Do you see what he said in one of them, though? Because I saw as soon as he just gets out of a car, there's just like a whole queue of people just there, like,
hundreds.
Oh, Rafa, like that. And he's just like, oh, he can't ever say no as well. He's too nice that he just goes over there and he's just like, he can't really answer anybody. So he's just signing things. And then
he's signing without looking, just looking like it's mad.
And then he said, it'd be better if you put your phone away or something like that to one of them, because it's obviously right in his face, like this phone, or it's just like, and then he's like, come over. Yeah, just come over and have a photo quickly. And you're like, you can see it's just like, it must just get.
I'm feeling the pain in him more recently. And we're not talking about the pain in the foot.
No.
But let's talk about some of the other stuff John did talk about in the CILIC report, and that is him coming to a retirement soon. There's been a lot of contradicting messages I've seen across everywhere. Sam is pretty adamant in the live chat that he come out and said something a bit more positive regarding that. I think we do have a tweet for it. I don't know if you've got that one.
Which one's that one?
It's not
Nothing
that.
to do with this. I don't think it's any of these ones, man.
Did you not get it out?
I can have a quick look.
No,
on
there's no worries.
tab.
It's fine. I don't know. I forgot exactly what it was now, but it was his. So what was he saying? Let me see if I can find it on mine.
Right, I'll try and have a quick browse through the. If you've sent it to me, I might be able to.
Yeah, I
find
definitely did send it. Anyway, we've got Jamie Drummer and saying the Dow's just beating Nole. He's not let this slip now. Cheers for that, Jamie. Appreciate that. And we've got Vanchin with another super chat saying, I think ZVEREV has something to prove. After all the investigations and potential suspensions, he wants to have the biggest redemption in history. And that's why I'm worried. I mean, just not how good he is, but there's a lot at stake in terms of how he's feeling, how he's been treated. The tournament have not put him on Saturday hardly ever. They've not given him a nice time slot. All of his time slots have not been favourable for him. And he feels, I know he come out and was criticising the fact that Alcaraz gets all the good ones. But I think that's all that's going to do is work against the opponent he's playing, because he's going to have that extra motivation and hunger to try and beat them. But ultimately, just quickly on Rafa on his retirement, he did say in a quote, I think it was something along the lines of, I think I will be playing a few more Roland Garroses yet.
Yeah,
it's
for
fine,
sure.
mate. If you can't find it,
I can't find it.
No.
I saw there was this one. I don't know.
No, it's not that one.
It's not Nadal versus Zverev. It's Nadal versus his own body. But this is sort of the way Nadal's career is sort of going, though, isn't it? It's like a sort of ticking time bomb for how long he can continue. And I think we spoke about it. I think it was either on the match or on one of the previews afterwards. I just hope he picks the exact right time to call it a day. I don't want to see him risk permanent injury. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's the third one, Ben.
But this
third
one,
tab. There we go. So after this tournament, we will keep trying to seek solutions which can make my foot better. I trust and hope this is not my last French Open, even if the last year has been tough for me. There we go. I knew I sent it. I knew it was there.
Apologies.
And we got there in the end. This is the one. So he's saying that he doesn't think it's going to be his last French Open. We had John, the one earlier, alluding to the fact that it could be his last ever slam. I mean, he's not going to play again because we know this is not a sustainable solution, what he's doing with his foot. It's not something which can be done long term. No. However, saying that, I think Wimbledon's out of the picture now from what I've seen recently. That looks unlikely. So. US Open, I think, is going to be a real big push for him. And I think he's not going to be his last Roland Garros. I think he is going to be back again next year. And I'm just hoping he plays the US Open as well.
I think that he'll probably take Wimbledon off, focus on the US Open, may even take Australia off and then focus on Roland Garros. He may just focus on those two. They're the ones that he does best at. I wouldn't blame him if he does it either, because I'd rather see him in at least one rather than none. He has to be in it. It just feels like if Rafa's not at Roland Garros next year, what's the world coming to?
Yeah,
it's just going to be a strange feeling when there's no Rafael Nadal stepping out on Philippe Chatrier. I don't know. I don't even like to think about it. It's a bit of a scary prospect, isn't it?
Rafa it is.
But
I mean,
anyway.
I'm hoping to see him.
Yeah. Let's
I'm
just
not sure
say
where we are now with the tweets because you've gone all over the joint. So
gone all over.
Let's see where you're going to go
next. Let's go to this one next because this one's about Rafa's birthday, and Rafa obviously is turning 36.
Yep.
And he's 6-1 on his birthday, which is not bad. It's pretty good. 6-1 on your birthday.
I think the reason that is though is because usually his birthday always football falls to the same time every year, so it's always at Roland Garros. That's why he's got a great record there. One thing I would say is his birthday right now, as we're speaking, 3rd of June. So it is his birthday. So happy birthday, Rafa. I'm sure you're listening.
Beep, beep, beep,
and he's 36. We've got Cilic here. No, so let's go to ZVEREV. We'll talk about Cilic in a bit. ZVEREV is now up to number 2 in the world. With a semi-final win, he'll be number 1. No, number 1 with title. Don't know what that means. So, sorry, he will be... Okay, so if he wins, the semi-final, he'll be number 2. And then if he wins the title, he'll be number 1.
Yeah, you got it. So that's interesting, though. Sasha Zverev, if he could go to number 1 in the world, obviously we know a lot of points dropping off from Wimbledon as well this year. So he's going to be even more in the running for like consolidating a world number 1. If he was to win this whole tournament, God, the whole world opens up for Sasha Zverev. It really does. So
yeah, it would be insane. I don't know if there's any more for these ones, and then we'll give our prediction.
well, we can come back to the other ones.
Yeah, we'll come back to them too in a bit.
All right then. I think that's all we've got. I think it was just that last one. Was it this one? Players to reach the semi-finals of Grand Slam
No,
tournament.
that's for RUUD, that one.
Oh, okay, so just RUUD. Okay,
yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
Not
no
to
worries.
worry.
So
let's
to the start then.
I'm
all over the place tonight, mate.
Maybe I'll pull up the tweets next time. I've got the laptop now.
Yeah,
it'll be a lot easier
now. That's it, mate.
Because I feel like I'm saying that you don't know where's where at the moment.
Yeah, exactly right.
But let's just give our preview for this one. So we've spoke about the foot. We spoke about the dangers Zverev possesses. We spoke about the head-to-head. It is a fascinating one. I'm not worried about the foot being an issue. And saying everything I've said, I am going to be predicting the Rafa NADAL victory. I think that would virtually, touch wood, secure him the title because I'm not worried about either Cilic or Casper Ruud in the final, whoever they play. I think who wins this one will be, of course, the big favourite. If Zverev is to overcome Rafa, he could lose to Ruud or Cilic, but he shouldn't do because that would be purely a mental thing more than anything. Zverev struggling under the big occasion of being in a Grand Slam final, just like he did against Dominic Thiem, 2 sets up in the tiebreak in the fifth as well. So Rafa here, I'm going to go Rafa wins, and I'm going to go 4. Rafa in 4 as my prediction.
Nice. I think it's a good one. I might surprise you. I think Rafa's going to win in 5. I think Zverev is going to come out the traps quite fast, and I think he's going to get a bit of a lead on Rafa.
What, 2 sets?
I think 2 sets to 1, and then Rafa's going to have to turn it round, and then
what a mad match that's going to be. I mean, I don't really want that, but John's actually going with what I'm going. Me and John are in agreement about Rafa, which is interesting. Let us know also your predictions in the live chat. We've got King of Just going Zverev in 5. Any other ones? I think we've got to wait a second. We have Jamie Drama going Rafa in 3. He's even given the set 6-2, 6-4, 6-3.
Okay.
I just feel Zverev's good value for 1 set. I think we're going to see a tie break. I think the set Zverev wins will be a tie break. Sandy's going Rafa in 3. Nadal in 3 easy. Does anyone have Zverev winning?
I have
That's
1.
what I'm fascinated to see.
It. Yeah, there's not many.
What about Vanch? I feel Vanch would have Zverev winning.
Dean's not in tonight. Where's he gone?
Sam hopes Rafa does it in 3. Mason going Rafa in 3. But yeah, that's everyone's predictions. So you've gone Rafa in 5. I've gone Rafa in 4. And do you agree about the fact that if Rafa does make the final, there's no way he's losing?
Yeah. For me, I think this is his final. Well, I think the final really was the last match. I feel that this one
surely this one. If you're saying it's going to go 5 sets, this is no easy match.
I just feel like Zverev's he's good, but he just can't get it over the line, and that's the problem. I feel like as long as the match is not being close to him winning it, he'll be in the match, and then as soon as it gets to the point where he has a chance to win the match, he'll lose it. And that's how I feel it'll go. He may even be a break up in the 4th set and he'll lose the set still. Rafa will break him and he'll come back or something. I just got this feeling that Zverev, he looked great against Alcaraz, could have beaten him in straight sets, then completely bottled it, serving out for the match, and then lost the set. Could have potentially lost a 4th set as well, but managed to just rally in the 4th. But I think Rafa's slightly better than Alcaraz at Roland Garros.
Yeah, Ashley saying, does Zverev have a mental block when it comes to closing out matches? He certainly does. Certainly does. But let's move on to the other semi-final. Pull up the graphic.
I'm worried about which one to click. Oh, did it? Come on.
Here we go. Look at these two. Casper Ruud, after he's been shouting at poor Rune in the change room. What a bully he's been. I mean, I don't buy it at all. Listen, I agree with John on that. I don't buy it. I think I just don't believe Holger Rune. I mean, RUUD come out and said he's lying. I
Wow.
didn't do anything of the sort. There's a big statement. And I believe him. I just don't know what Holger Rune's playing at. I think he's such a great player, such a young player as well. And his actions already at such a young age, we had all the stuff with the homophobic comment he made. And then this, it's just not going in his favor. His on-court antics as well. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna become very unlikable if he doesn't change some things. But I don't want to go too deep into him because he is only young. Listen, no one's perfect at 19. I certainly wasn't, and I'm sure he's got a lot of room for improvement to develop. But he's not doing himself any favors. The one thing we can't say for any certainty is we don't actually know what happened in the change room. It is a bit of a bizarre lie to make up.
Yeah, it sounds a bit far-fetched, but sometimes when you're a little bit salty after a match, you saw he didn't even want to shake his hand properly, just stormed off, was moaning throughout the whole match. And who knows, if they have a little bit of beef already, like he might have just thought, well, I'm going to throw some shade at you. You're so squeaky clean, RUUD. I'm going to throw something out there that's going to make you look like the bad guy for a change.
But it doesn't, because people will just believe RUUD. Because they've got no
I
reason
know, that's
not
the
to.
terrible thing. Like, is there anything you can do wrong, Casper RUUD? But I don't know. I quite like Casper RUUD. He's got like a good temperament on him.
Yeah.
I don't ever see him really lose his cool. That's why I'm so shocked by hearing that. I don't know if I believe it at all.
Yeah.
So
Vance makes a good point saying Rune's young. I will refrain from judgment on him. I think it's important not to be too harsh on the kid. He is extremely young,
like
and he is
Brooksby
learning
as well, though. So I've sort of put them in the same category. I think they both have a bit of a temper tantrum, bit of a.
I don't think Brooksby's that bad, man.
They have the same, like, it's like a, I don't know, silver spoon syndrome. That's what I sort of see it as. It's just like you're sort of a bit entitled. Like you've always been like on a court winning matches when you were younger and always been amazing. Now it's not going your way. Now you throw your toys out the pram type thing. And they've always had like a parent there to like go, oh no, it's all okay, or oh no, that's fine. It's just now it's on you're in the big leagues now. You can't just act like that. And whereas people might have been babying you before, now there's no room for that. So they'll learn the hard way, maybe.
Yeah, for you criticizing them on the podcast.
But that's it. I don't want any more critiques. So Casper RUUD, anyway. We're not talking about the players who aren't in this semi-final. Let's talk about the ones who are in the semi-final. These have got a head-to-head record, 2-0 for Casper RUUD. They played once on clay before. That was in Rome. Casper RUUD won in straight sets. I think it'll be closer. I don't think it'll be a straight sets victory. I think you're sort of in agreement on that from what we've spoken about before.
Yeah, definitely. But let's talk about Cilic because he's been amazing this event. He really has been good.
Incredible.
He beat Attila Balaz in the first round. He beat Fuchsovic in the second in 4. Beat Gilsamon in straight. Medvedev in straight. And then Rublev in 5. And, well, there were spells in the Rublev one where he did demolish him. He was very dominant in the tie break to settle it in the 5th and was playing aggressive, big, hard-hitting forehands and winners. Marin Cilic, this is his last chance. This is how I feel. It feels to me this is his last chance to win a Grand Slam. Another one, anyway. He's not going to get another one. He is. Let's go to the stats page. I think 36. I think he's 36, is he?
What? What? Is it on here? What do you mean?
Go to the one where we had the 2 what we've not spoke about.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
This is a nightmare.
I know.
So, well, I forget his age now. Do you know his age?
33.
33, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's not as old as I just said.
No, we spoke about it the other day on the watch.
Cilic's 33, but I just don't know. I feel he does. I don't think he's going to have another opportunity to get to this stage again. That's my verdict. It could be his last.
I disagree.
He's playing incredibly. And I think, listen, this whole RUUD one, I can't call the match. It's just so close.
There's part of me that thinks he's done well here. Wimbledon was normally his tournament, like that he was best at. I feel that if he could go into Wimbledon if he gets a good draw like in this one, who knows? There's no Medvedev. You could find Marin Cilic in a Wimbledon final very soon as well. that's not beyond the realm of possibility if he keeps up with this great tennis that he's playing.
That's what Davor's saying. Davor's saying he's a top 10 player and he's going to do well at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
You've got Vance there confirming. Cilic goated in the 5th set tiebreak versus
Yeah.
Rublev. I think that was his most impressive spell of the whole event.
Definitely.
That tiebreak, because it was incredible. And sorry, if you just want to go back to that tweet.
God mode, wasn't it? Yeah, 1 second.
There we go. So Cilic would be the 19th man to reach the finals of all 4 slams. That's pretty cool. So this is
really
the
cool.
so he's made he must have made the final of all the other slams then.
Well, he's definitely made the final of Wimbledon, because I remember that one for sure. The one in Australia, I don't remember so well. So
Yeah, I'm gonna get it up now while you're talking about it.
yeah, so I think it's pretty amazing. Obviously, getting to the final on clay would be incredible for him. I don't think anybody. I definitely didn't have Marin Cilic getting as far as he has.
No.
I didn't even realize he was this much of an absolute beast on the clay. He's proved me wrong time and time again, and I keep on underestimating. I keep thinking he's older than he is for some reason. I
Yeah,
always
same.
think that he's like over 35, or he's always like 32, 33 the last few
Roland
times.
Garros has been his worst slam to date. So he's got a 63% win record there.
Okay.
Furthest he got before this year was the quarterfinal in 2017 and 2018. He got to the final of Australia in 2018, the final of Wimbledon in 2017. Of course, we all remember that one. And the US Open, he won it in 2014. So he's about to be the 19th man to get to all 4 finals. I didn't actually realize that until I read that tweet. It's quite a fascinating one.
It's incredible. I mean, if he was to defeat Casper Ruud, I mean, it's a very tough task ahead of him. It's not an easy task at all. I've got a feeling Casper Ruud's going to be proper fired up for this one. He looks like, I don't know, like a little bit like he's earned this. It felt like he deserved it when he was playing Holger Rune in the quarterfinal. It just seems like his on-court presence seemed like, you're not going to take this from me. That this is my court next. Like when Rafa's gone, I'm taking over type thing. Like I went to Rafa's academy. I've got the similar top spin. This is my type of game on this type of court. You're not going to take this from me. And I feel like he's going to try and do that same thing to Cilic in this next match as well.
Yep. And I don't know if you read that bottom bit out during that, but
No.
Casper Ruud leads the ATP Tour with 65 clay wins since 2020.
Wow.
So no one has won more clay matches than
incredible.
Casper Ruud. We know how many events he plays. He plays in the 250s and 500s and cleans up, quite frankly. He is the guy who beats all of the challengers who come and try and get on these tours. He wipes the floor of all of them and everyone else as well. I mean, he's a serious player and you can't look past him. You really can't. In terms of this matchup between the two of them, I don't know if you've got any more tweets, and then we'll go give our prediction.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like, quickly, just before we go onto the prediction, just to have a look quickly through his record at the slams. That was all, because it's quite interesting. Obviously, clay is his best tournament, but he's only ever got to the 3rd round on 3 occasions, so he's really excelled. We've been saying it on the podcast past couple of years, but it's only a matter of time before Casper Ruud gets to like either a semi-final or a final or something at Roland Garros. And now all the stars are sort of aligning for him. I feel that it's sort of written in the stars a little bit for Casper Ruud. I mean, no disrespect to Marin Cilic. I think Marin Cilic had a fantastic tournament. 5 sets with Rublev looked a lot more painful than the 4 sets with Holger Rune that Casper Ruud did. That's my personal opinion. I felt it didn't look like he really was pushed that much, Casper Ruud.
Yeah. And getting on to the prediction.
Sure.
I think I'm actually going to go. I'm going to have to go Casper Ruud. I feel it is his time. And I agree with what you were saying. I just feel it has been just very lucky with being on that side of the draw. These two have been gifted opportunity after opportunity with the players they've had to face, quite frankly. Yeah. Avoiding all the big players, all of them pretty much. He didn't even have to play Tsitsipas, did he? Because he went out.
No.
He's just been very lucky, Casper Ruud. And even Cilic, sort of as a semi-final, I don't want to be disrespectful to Cilic, but pre-tournament, if you could have said that to Ruud, you'd have bitten your hands off. I mean, wouldn't have expected that. Cilic has been out of all of the 4 players left, he's the surprise to get there. He did play incredibly against Rublev. I think Casper Ruud's a level above, though. I really do. And I'm going to be having Casper win this match in 4 sets.
I agree.
So 4 sets on both.
Definitely. I'm going for Casper Ruud in 4 as well. I think Cilic is good for a set. Definitely. He's really, really come so far in this tournament. I don't think he'll go down without a fight. 1 set is all I'm going to give him, though. Same as Holger Rune. He really gave it his all. Didn't manage it, though. So we both got the same. Casper Ruud in 4 in this second semi-final. We're both going for the master versus the apprentice, it would seem, in the final. The Nadal versus the Nadal Academy graduate, which is Casper Ruud.
And they've never played before, by the way.
Even more
Ruud's
interesting.
never played Nadal, which is fascinating. Liam, they're saying in 5, laughing because, listen, we had a conversation off stream. We was actually gaming, me and him, after the podcast. And we was talking about this matchup. And he was giving me his narrative about 5. And I was in agreement with him. But I have changed my mind since then. I don't know what's happened the last few hours. And the more I think about it, I think Ruud's going to get it done a little sooner. And he's going to get it done in 4. For me, I like Cilic. I think he's great. But he is a player who's great for 40 minutes, and then he'll go off the boil for 2 hours, not 2 minutes. He'll have 40 good minutes, 2 bad hours, 40 good minutes, 2 bad hours, and you're not going to win anything like that. Granted, he must have done a lot better against, say, the likes of Daniel Medvedev and them guys. I didn't see the match, but he just doesn't have enough consistency.
For me, I feel like like you said already, like the route through to this semi-final, just to list it: Songa for Ruud, Rusevori, Sonego, Hurkacz, and Holger Rune. Doesn't sound too bad of a path through to a semi-final. And then with Cilic, we've had Attila Balazs. We don't know, he's been AWOL for God knows how long. Martin Fucsovics, Gilles Simon, Daniel Medvedev, and then in the quarter-final, Andrei Rublev, a guy who's never made a semi-final. It's like sort of made for you to get to the semi-finals if you come up against Rublev in a way. I mean, Rublev played well, but there's always the element, like, you could have a lot worse pick, really, in your quarter-final than Andrei Rublev.
Yeah. Liam saying, I'm relatively happy about the final 4. I love 3 of them. Guess who I don't? Well, we know that's Zverev. Liam's not a big fan of Sasha Zverev. But yeah, that summarizes our preview of the semi-final. We've both gone for the same final. We've both got Nadal winning. We've both got Casper Ruud winning. The only difference is Ben sees Zverev taking Nadal to 5. I think Zverev can only take a set. But let us know in the comment section and in the live chat right now, what do you think? If you are joining us and you're new and you just found us, hit the subscribe button because we will be covering all of the matches tomorrow. They start at 1:45 UK time with Nadal Zverev, and then we've got the one following at 4:30. But it will just be whenever Nadal Zverev finishes. So probably about 5 o'clock. I reckon it'll be later than what they've got scheduled. Join us for them. Hit the like button on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Anything left to say, Ben?
Well, definitely join us because we may even get a little short appearance from John Silk on Philippe Chatrier tomorrow. Cannot be missed.
Yeah, you can't miss that. But thanks for joining us, guys, and see you tomorrow.